The points, the correct points were added, and it looks like now we are good to go. So it is then number 34 jamming for the Tassie Thunder. That's Dirty 5 up against number 88 jamming for the Sabres. I believe that might be Kamikaze. We've got a bit of an old-fashioned Mexican standoff here by the two jammers. Correction, it's actually Ferris Wheeler jamming for the Light City Sabres. So a little bit of gameplay there by Dirty 5 off the start line, but he's only given up about a quarter of a track to Ferris Wheeler. Ferris Wheeler more than up to the task of trying to skate down Dirty 5. But the pack now in between turns 1 and 2, ready to greet the two jammers. But that said, unfortunately for Ferris Wheeler and the Light City Sabres, he's picked up a penalty and will now sit for 30 seconds in the penalty box. Meanwhile, back on turn number 2, but off the main, or the back straightaway rather, we see Dirty 5 skating on through, wasting no time getting to the back of the pack here on the back straightaway. With just a couple more blockers to get past, it is Dirty 5 jamming, of course, for the Tassie Thunder. Now the cavalry arrive in the form of the offensive blocking work, and well, Ferris Wheeler was having none of it and worked the inside line off of turns 3 and 4 rather, just nicely, picking up some points along the way as well. 4 points, in fact, to add to the Light City tally. Just on a 5:40 remaining. Can Light City grab some big jams here and grab some points? See if they can't bridge this gap. It has to be said, in the last couple of jams, the Tassie Thunder team have really, well, they've really narrowed the gap down and made a game of it. So nice little handy 8-point jam for the Light City Sabres, taking them to 113. And 4 points being added to the Tassie Thunder, taking them out to 126. So it is 13 points the difference then, as we see an official timeout called. Big shout out to all our refs and officials here this weekend. Without them, we simply can't go in Derby. So it's a huge, huge thank you to all our refs and officials, and to all our sponsors, Bayside Blades, Royal Melbourne Showgrounds, Life Care Chiropractic, all on board this weekend to make this event happen. As we get this one underway, it is number 1-1 jamming for the Tassie Thunder team. That is Sausage Rolls. Wastes no time in getting lead jammer and getting out. Kamikaze it is then jamming for the Light City Sabres, having a rough old time on the back straightaway. Same can't be said then for Sausage Rolls. He gets on through. He wasted no time getting the initial pass done. The scoring pass also done. As the pack now comes through turns 3 and 4. So nice move then by Sausage Rolls. Just working the lateral side of his game to his advantage. And got the inside line to work for him. And in doing so, picking up another handy 4 points to add to his and the Tassie Thunder total. Rogan Josh, it is then receiving the star, so star pass completed by the Light City Sabre team. So Rogan Josh then will set about trying to, well, see if he can't get some points and minimise the damage, but unfortunately Rogan Josh has been sent to the penalty box, and that's not what the Light City team were wanting. That leaves Sarge already with 18 points out on his lonesome, and I'm sure that Sarge will take full advantage of this. He'll run down the clock, or maybe not. No, he's decided to call it off and tactically keep the opposing jammer in the bin, but in the process just picking up a lazy 28 points, and within the blink of an eye Tassie Thunder have, well, just about put this one to bed with just on 2 minutes 20 remaining. Has to be said, that's a mighty comeback considering they were some 30 odd points down there late into the first half and early into the second half, and for them to come back as I thought that they would, it's quite a remarkable feat by them. Speaking of all things Tassie, it is out front with your lead jammer. It is Vanessa Shredgrave. And she'll set about trying to get all the points as her initial pass is all but completed. It's now the point scoring pass for Vanessa. And not to be outdone, Rogan Josh at the back of the pack. But unfortunately for Rogan Josh, he's picked up a cut trap penalty, so just not what he wanted. But this is going to suit Tassie right down to the ground. They have lead jam, they have control, they have 5 points on the board. 5 in the sky then for Vanessa Shedgrave. That's her second 5-point haul, taking her tally to 10. And she's had enough of this one and called it off. And again, a tactical move that by Tassie to keep the opposing jammer in the bin. Started with a power jam start, and of course, who else better to start a power jam than number 1-1 Sausage Rolls. I'm pretty sure Sarge will just use this to his ability and get through. He doesn't have to worry about getting lead jammer status all that much. As we see now on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, that's Rogan Josh. Released from the penalty box. Sausage Rolls not too concerned with what he or the pack's doing. He's more or less worried about the clock and where that is at. As he has a little bit of a look over his shoulders, just making sure that, well, he's going to call this one when he's ready. He's going to make sure that it can't be to any effect, and he's done that beautifully. Has Sarge kept his eyes on the score, but the whole way around just made sure that he had enough time to go, I can call this one, no one else can do anything about it. So there you go. So, wow, what a game of roller derby. Lead changes, and we're still on an unofficial score as the referees just have a bit of a chat in the middle. No doubt the score referees will come across, the jammer refs. They'll just make double sure that T's are crossed, I's are dotted before I can give the official score. So just waiting now, looks teams are giving everyone high fives and doing all the things. Some of the Light City skaters coming across. even as a commentator, it's nice to be acknowledged by the two teams. As we now have our final score, ladies and gentlemen, so that brings this one to an end. It is the Tassie Thunder taking this one 170 to the Light City Sabres 113. Be sure to hang around, because up next here on track number 1, as I take my glasses off so I can see, we have the Westside Derby Dolls up against GRD. Make sure you hang around and stay tuned. It's been great having your company wherever you're tuning in right across this great big brown land. My name's JR, and I look forward to your company a little later on.
Alrighty, folks. Looks like you have Blackbeard back again for commentary for this game. Westside Wreckers versus the Terror Torrens. 1197 jamming. I'm pulling paperwork together here because you might be able to tell I jumped in at the very last minute. But it's all good. We'll be able to do some commentary, keep you entertained. We have Vaxter and Big Shorty playing jamming right now. Vaxter for the Torrens in the leads. Points and scoring there for a very fine start to the game for the red team. 4-0. Interesting game for me to commentate. I'm Victorian based from Ballarat Roller Derby League, and so generally I would be cheering on the Victorian teams because you like to see the home team do well. But guesting with the Torrens today is Moby Rick, Ballarat Roller Derby's own player. So I guess I'm just going to be cheering for both sides now and cheering for Derby in general. Hoping to have a fantastic game here. We have Shawshank, number 4, jamming for Westside here, but beaten to the lead by Trix, 1305 for the Torrens. And it looks like Shawshank has actually picked up a penalty now, so a power jam to the red team from Darwin. The Gentlemen Rollers of Darwin is the league name. Terror Torrens, the team playing today. Obviously, the green and pink, the Westside Derby Dolls, with the Westside Wreckers put forward today. Good to hear from you, Matt. Thanks for tuning in. I'll try and pass that over to Westside at halftime here. You can also see on the insert here we have Kingston versus Sabres. We have a smaller setup for track 2, but we wanted to be able to give you some coverage. It's taken us a little while to get there, but hopefully good for those who are tuning in, trying to keep track of both. Sorry to hear about that, Matt. Hopefully the day goes as well as you can, and hopefully you get to watch some quality derby to cheer you up a little bit. Unfortunately, you are stuck with me commentating, but I don't have any other options for that one. So we have Vaxter again jamming for the Torrens, and Shawshank out of the bin, but not out of the pack yet. Being pulled all the way back behind the jammer line. Well, Vaxter sneaking through, a little jinking here, little juking there, and oh dear, Shawshank not having a good day. He's already in the bin alongside, looks like, Thin White Juke. Sorry, Aladdin Payne. My apologies. I knew it was a David Bowie inspired name, but I had forgotten the change. Vaxter being pulled out there, and Crotch Candy pulled all the way back. Oh, but in fact was out of play before he was knocked out. Vaxter picking up on that and not bothering to turn around, just jumping straight back on and straight back in. Ooh. Aladdin Payne, though, up to the match of stopping him in his tracks, knocking him to the ground and slowing things down a little bit. $20 points so far for the Torrens this jam. Calling it off before Westside can pick up any. The score currently 38-0. One five danger zone. Jamming for Westside, but again, not picking up lead there. It is 13:05 up to some Tricks. Tricks making her way out ahead of Westside Jammer. Points and scoring. Picking up just a single point, but 1-0 is still a positive record. Sorry, a little bit of audio cutout here and there. Which is bad for me because I'm missing Moby Rick's jamming. Big Shorty, though, for Westside out and has the lead. No, sorry, Moby Rick has the lead, and in fact, points and scores for the red team. Another 4-0 jam. Torrens on 43, Wreckers on 0. So, Danger Zone and Vaxter. No, not Vaxter, my apologies. A new jammer for the Torrens. 404 Core Blimey. Fortunately, could find his name there to keep you up to date. And he was not found by the blockers. Looks like Danger Zone feels like he should have picked up the lead there, but not quite. And again, just a very efficient 4-0 to the red team here. Hey Elias, good to see you tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. So it's a very interesting one here because we have Moby Rick on the red team playing with the Gentleman Rollers of Darwin. On the blue team we have Aladdin Payne, formerly of BRDL as well. So two male skaters with Rat Pack Association up against each other. Personally, I'm hoping to see them jam against each other, but that's more just for my own amusement than anything else. Westside trying to get a bit of defense together, but Tricks getting through and picking up, looks like 3 points there. Not quite getting Kapow's point, but again calling it off with the Wreckers yet to make a presence on the board. That's going to be frustrating for them. Looks like there's a timeout being called by the blue team here. So I might take that opportunity to see whether I can bring you a better view of track 2. This will be momentarily blank for a second, folks, but stay with us because it will be worth the wait, I promise you.
Would you like some help with commentary?
I think I only have a single mic for this one, so
So as you can see, we don't have as good a quality feed of track 2, but I'm hoping to at least be able to do a little bit. Oh, there we are. Let's hop back to the main track, though, because we're about to get back into the action. Number 4, Shawshank for Westside, jamming against Moby Rick, who is pushed out but quickly running back. Meanwhile, Shawshank, though, has picked up lead for the Wreckers. Looking a bit puffed, having fought his way through there, but hopefully they'll be seeing this as a chance to get themselves on the board. Oh. Moby Rick going flying there. There's really not that much to him. And this is a concrete floor, so you don't really want to land knees first. The red jammer heading off to the penalty box there for forearms, giving Shawshank a free rein, picking up 5 points on this jam and keeping going. Not sure how excited he seems at the prospect of a power jam and potentially another full minute of skating, but their team's definitely going to be excited. Becker's now on the board with 10 points and calling it off, leaving a power jam for the blue team to start the next jam. 5 seconds there. The Torrens right up on the pivot line here, not looking to have Westside sitting on them and getting in the way. But a coordinated offense here by the blue team is making space for Danger Zone to get through. 42 for the Torrens. Grifter did attempt a little bit of a bounce, but was unsuccessful in slowing him down for very long at all. Danger Zone pushing his way through, sliding side to side, getting pushed out there, but not pulled back. Red 7-9 getting called for a multiplayer block, while Moby Rick has not picked up any points for that jam. 15 to the Wreckers, 47 to the Torrens. Meanwhile, over on track 2, it looks like Kingston are comfortably in the lead against the Sabres, 65 to 34. It looks like we have an official timeout over here. Yep, official timeout has been called. Let's have a quick look in at track 2. Yeah, sorry for the quality there, folks. There's not much I can do from the webcam, I'm afraid. I don't think I can increase its resolution any. So we're stuck with that. So timeout nearly over here, folks. We'll pop back to the to track number 1 here. Was hoping to give you a bit more of an update, but between the glare and the camera quality, I think we'll just leave it at this for now.
The quality there is not great, but even having the scoreboard, I'm not going to say a bit more for it. Do what you can, man.
5 seconds ago, timeout over, and Big Shorty a little back from the jammer line, but looks like everyone else is well forward. Westside actually getting in the way of the Torrens defense and stopping them from getting together in a pack, making it much easier for Shorty to slip her way through. Westside's pivot, though, is headed over to the bin now. 007. Is it 00? Can't tell if that's 007 or 077. We'll bring you an update as soon as my eyes start working better. But in the meantime, that's Rory slipping through on the outside for a 5-point pass. And Moby Rick almost making it through on the outside, but Massacre Jones pushing him out and all the way back. No points scored for the Torrens, 11 to the records, sorry. They're starting to make this look like a game. Quick bit of track repair by the refs. It's an awful lot of edge action here. Jammers being pushed in and out, backwards and forwards. And the occasional blocker being pushed out of bounds because sometimes people are just in the way. So we have Baxter up jamming now for the Torrens, but a very sturdy wall or tripod holding him back for long enough to let Shawshank get out ahead. I actually thought Baxter had escaped there, but not quite. Taking him a little bit longer to catch up, but giving Shawshank just a little bit of time to hopefully pick up, looks like 2 points for Westside, and denying the Torrens any. Official timeout here as we double check a couple of things with the scoreboard. We can have a quick look at the scoreboards here actually. Track 2, Kingston City Rollers 94 to 60 on the Sabres. 2 minutes left in that period. Over here on track number 1, Westside Records and Terror Torrens. Just over 2 minutes there. And again, you can see our sponsors popping up along the bottom there. Very much appreciate all of their support. Timeout over. We will be returning you to the main event, as it were. A 1:3:05. Tricks up against, looks like Big Shorty there for Westside. Both jammers held back by the opposing blockers there as we go round to the second corner. No real sign of lead, although Shorty is now pushing out ahead and has made it out, giving Torrens just a little moment to give some offense before they have to reform or risk letting the jammer through. And looks like that might have happened there. No, Shorty's being pulled out, but Tricks pulled out. Tricks being pulled out. Ooh. An awful long way there. 306 serial offender. Getting a blocker out of the way for his jammer to pass through. Every time I commentate on Derby, I have to stop myself giggling at a lot of the names. I'm constantly amazed and impressed at the creativity people have. I mean, I'm Blackbeard because I have a beard that's black. It's not really the paragon of wit and virtue there, but not a huge amount happening in the game right now. Big Shorty stuck in the bin, but Tricks not getting very far. Trying for those edges and getting bounced out every time. Westside very good at this pullback. Shorty, though, has now completed a scoring pass, picking up 4 points. Red jammer now headed to the bin for a cut track, so Shorty going to have the rest of this jam, which is only about 6 seconds, to try and pick up any points. Let's see whether... Yeah, some excellent work by Westside holding Yorkshire Terror separated, letting them pick up an extra point with no contest. Looks like Trix had picked up 4 points before the penalty, though, so 4 to the Torrens there, 10 to the Wreckers. Score is 41-51. Official timeout here. As always, we will keep you updated when we know what's going on. So there's a fair chunk of people watching there now. While we've got a little bit of time, tell us a bit about yourselves, folks. Say hi. Who are you watching? Who are you here to support? Or who are you there to support, I guess? Are you sitting curled up in a onesie with a blanket watching from chilly Ballarat or Tassie? Or are you somewhere up north, Darwin, Cairns, neck of the woods, just chilling in shorts and singlet and watching some derby? It's actually quite a nice day in Melbourne right now, but we are in a big metal shed and they are always hard to keep warm. In the meantime, talking about actual stuff happening in the game, star pass to Crotch Candy has forced a call off by the Torrens jammer with 0 points to either side there. Very quick jam. And that will in fact be half time. So halftime for both tracks there, folks. I'm going to do a little bit more playing around with the video so you can see a bit more of what's going on. And we will bring you all of the action in about 4 minutes when we resume. G'day, Rockabellas. I'll go over and say hi to the Torrens for you. A couple of greetings to give to people, so I'm going to pop over and do that. Say hi to, let's see, we have greetings for Westside from El Matador, and to the Torrens for the Rockabellas. Bear with me a second, folks.